Hey everybody, this is Buzz Miller of Wannabe Studios. I have been requested 3 times in the last 24 hours to react, which is something I don't do. I don't do reaction videos. To react to Rolling Stone's top 250 guitarists of all time. I'm going to do this really quick. I'm going to do this a little different. I'm going to do it in a point-counterpoint kind of a method. No, not the Steve Morse song off the Southern Steel album. This is just going to be 2 sides of the coin. First of all, if anybody, including Rolling Stone, was going to do a best guitarist ever, they need to define what that means. If you're going to define it, let's define it as this. You have to have technical prowess. You have to be able to play the guitar. Now, if you strum a guitar and write songs and your songs are well loved, it doesn't mean you're a good guitar player. It means you play the instrument. You should be in the top whatever of songwriters. We're all okay with that. So you got to have some prowess with the guitar. Number 2, you have to have written something that we know, that we love, that we want to hum in our head, that we want to sing along to, that we want to play in the car when we're going 1,000 miles an hour smashing the dashboard. You cannot be a YouTube shredder who plays all the Jason Becker stuff. No, that's not going to get it there. That's great that you can do that. Now write your own music and be somebody. And number 3, you're gonna have to have some staying power. You have to be around. You can't have played for 2 years in the 60s and stopped and all of a sudden think you're going to be part of that. Now, I'm not going to get into the people that are on the list that shouldn't be on the list. We're going to talk about a few of the people that should be on the list that aren't. Now, here's my thing. If I were going to do a top 50 chefs of all times, I'm going to talk to my people that cook. I'm going to talk to my friend that's a chef, and I'm going to talk to them about who the best is. They obviously didn't talk to guitar players on who the best guitar players are. If you're going to sit down and talk to guitar players and you got like the 10 best technical players and say, all right, who's your favorite guitar player? Who's the best guitar player? You're going to get names like Paul Gilbert going to come up again and again and again and again, not on the 250 list. How did that happen? Not only a player, but a teacher and someone that's progressed and played stuff in the pop world with Mr. Big and played stuff in the shred world, the scarifieds of the world that made people play guitar. Not on the list, but you're going to hear that. You're going to hear Guthrie Govan. Why Guthrie Govan? Because he's probably the best technical player we have around that's making music, that's out touring, that's doing all of these things. Wait, Guthrie Govan wasn't on the list. Sorry about that. Then you need to go with the popular names that the guitarists are going to rattle off to you. John Petrucci is probably the most famous of the metal shredders right now. Why? Because Dream Theater is carrying the flag for the shred progressive metal, and they have been for 30 years. Interesting to note, John Petrucci has a signature series guitar, actually has many of them. His signature series guitars have sold more than anybody else's signature series except for Les Paul. Okay, that puts him in elite league. Oh wait, that's right, he's not on that list either. Okay, let's talk about people that have the technical prowess. One thing that Rolling Stone did is they put pairs together. So you got to have Marty Friedman on there, and you got to have Dave Mustaine on there. You can put them in a pair if you want, but those couple of Megadeth albums were the quintessential. Those things were musically out of this world. The guitar work was out of this world, but the songs were awesome, and we're still singing them in our head. Why are they not on there? But if you ask any guitar player, they're going to say, yeah, Marty Friedman, especially from the Megadeth years. And oh yeah, man, if you're going to be a rhythm player, you talk about Dave Mustaine. I went and saw a Dave Mustaine concert, and me as what I am, I kind of come in and I analyze things rather than, yell and scream and pump my fists in the air. The dude did not make a mistake for the entire 2-hour show. That is incredible. The guy is a rhythm player and a songwriter Again, should be in there. And we could go down the list. I can't believe Tom Schultz is not in there. He created things. He created things that became the late 70s and all through the 80s. The guitar harmonies, the dual harmonies with the guitar, the things he did with recording. Outstanding. He's not in there. Let's talk about some other technical players that are going to be on that list. You're going to hear Al Di Meola a lot. You're going to hear Yngwie Malmsteen a lot. Now, you may not like Yngwie's tunes. You may listen to about 2 minutes of Yngwie and go, this is the greatest stuff I've ever seen. That's some of the best right-hand work I've ever seen. Okay, I'm done. But he still belongs to be on that list. Yeah, let's talk about one other one. When we say you've got to be active, you got to actually be doing something, you actually have to be making music right now. George Lynch, not on the 250. Not only is he a guitarist that when you hear it, you go, I know that's him. He's got a style just his own. Tell me somebody that's working harder in the music industry than him. Tell me somebody that's put out more albums with more different bands doing more things than him in the last 10 years, 12 years, 15 years, 2 years. Putting out solo albums, stuff with the KXM, stuff with Corey Glover, stuff with the Lynch mobs. I mean, the amount of music that he's producing and giving to us that we can have on download, that we can have on CD, that right there earns a right. And being the fact that he's an amazing guitarist at 69 years old is out of this freaking world. If that doesn't mean something to your stupid magazine doesn't mean much to me. But now let's stop, because this is where they want us to go. Rolling Stone is not selling magazines anymore. Rolling Stone, when they put something out on the internet, people are not reading it anymore. Why? Because they're dead. Kind of like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame no longer has any merit or any credit. Why? Because they're not the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. They're some weird popularity contest. We know the bands that should be in there, and we could sit and argue about it all day long. And we know the bands that are in there that should never be in there. Some of the artists they ask to be in there say, no, please take me off the ballot. I'm not rock and roll. And they put them in anyway. So the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is a joke. I think for a good while, Rolling Stone's been a joke. I think they came out and did this to make people mad. I think they did it to make people get on my email and say, please react to this, because we want to see how mad you are that they completely crapped all over what should be a wonderful sacred edition. I think they want people to buy their magazine and read their online stuff so they can get their reader numbers up, so they can get their viewed numbers up, so they can say, hey, look, we did something. And they used us as pawns in this. I don't want to be a pawn in this. I'm not going to buy the issue, and I'm not going to see what they said about all these different people that are on there. I'm not going to sit and whine about the people that aren't on there. Why? Because if anybody really made a list that was worth a crap, it would have all of our favorite guitarists on it. And if they left one off or they put one a little lower than we think it should be, we can debate that. But this isn't even worth debating. This is a disaster. And frankly, that's my review. Hey, thanks for checking in. Keep on rocking. We'll catch you next time.